What do you say? I'd like to come up with a witty intro, but that's not happening. Welcome to That's a Thing, a video series where I like to explore different beliefs on interesting concepts that I've come across on social media or the interwebs. My name is Dana, and I'll be your guide. Okay, today's concept has been a bit of a controversial one. It has been around for a while, and it usually comes from people that are in essential oil MLMs or multi-level marketing companies. Now, I'm talking about the sales pitch that you can ingest essential oils. Now, remember, this is my opinion. I'm not giving out any advice. And as always, look into these things for yourself and draw your own conclusions. I am also not sponsored by any company. I don't make any money off of any of the links that I provide or the products that I use. Just so you know, I am not a part of any MLMs. I was in the past. That's a whole other thing. I'm not going to get into it because that's not what this channel is about. As usual, all of my sources are going to be in the description. Merriam-Webster defines essential oils as any of a class of volatile oils that gives plants their characteristic odors and are used especially in perfumes and flavorings and for aromatherapy. Notice in that definition that it mentions flavorings, and this is what we're going to be getting into today. Essential oils come from types of plants and flowers that are considered aromatic. They give off scents. The compounds of these aromatic plants are extracted in several different ways. Distillation, which involves boiling the substance in water, vapor release, and condensation. Expression, aka pressing. Solvent extraction, which is soaking it in alcohol or oil. And microwave extraction, which is using a combination of microwave and dry distillation. I had never heard of that last one, and I thought it was quite interesting. Again, you can check the links to see further as to what goes on in that. I'm not going to go into exactly how they're made. That's not what this video is about. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check the links. So just like I've talked before in a couple of videos on this channel, that essential oils are able to penetrate through the skin into the deeper layers. And in fact, it could even be better for the absorption of certain topical medications that need to be applied to the skin. Now, research isn't totally clear as to how it works or how the constituents in essential oils are absorbed into the skin through the stratum corneum, through the lipid layers, or how it's absorbed. But they're finding that certain medications that need to be applied topically are better easily absorbed when used with an essential oil in the medication. They're researching that. They're coming up with ways to add essential oils, which is considered plant medicine, along with pharmaceutical medicine. Traditionally, we're used to diffusing essential oils or using products that contain them, such as our skincare. But here's something that you probably never thought of, and I didn't either until I started using essential oils, period. But did you know that chefs or bakers or even food companies actually use essential oils to flavor our food? Yeah, that's right. You've probably been eating essential oils this whole time and not even realized it. If you look on the packages of food, you'll notice that it'll say in the list of ingredients, usually towards the end, natural or artificial flavorings. It might possibly be that companies are using essential oil flavors as part of their natural flavoring. Although there are no regulations when it comes to essential oils, The FDA does have a list of essential oils that are considered GRAS, GRAS, as in generally regarded as safe. Now, you may see on the labels of essential oils that it reads, do not ingest, or you may actually read food grade when used for intended purpose. The food grade isn't actually regulated, and these labels aren't actually handed out by the FDA. What the FDA does regulate are claims that something can heal. I believe the FDA has in fact warned one of the essential oil MLMs for claims that their oils can be used to treat certain ailments. I'm not going to go into that, but you can find that one out for yourself if you just search it up on the internet. Usually the problem doesn't exactly come from the company itself in their literature. It usually comes from representatives of those companies, like the people who are part of the MLMs, claiming that their products can heal certain ailments or diseases or cure cancer. Some have even said they cured cancer. So that is treading into some very dangerous waters, because you cannot make those kinds of claims. You just can't. Don't be making claims. I don't care if it's all anecdotal and you've been cured of your cancer. Don't go out there and tell people it's because of your product that you're all of a sudden healed from cancer. You can be sued. Like I said before, many people are used to diffusing a few drops of essential oil in the diffuser in their homes. You can also add a few drops into your cleaning products to give them just a little bit of a boost. Some people have known to just clean with vinegar and water, and you can add lemon essential oil to that, just a couple drops, shake it up, and you got a great cleaner. That's if you don't want to use traditional cleaners that have, or some of them have, like toxic chemicals, like ammonia. I can't use bleach. I cannot clean with bleach because I cleaned with it so much that it started doing things to my brain. I'm not going to go into that. You can ask me later. You can ask me in the comments. Maybe I'll share that in another video. When it comes to using essential oils in your food, because it is so highly concentrated, using even just a single drop can help with the flavoring of your food. Now, I have included a blog that gives you ideas on how to use essential oils in your food. Again, I'm not telling you to go out and do it, but if you decide to add essential oils to your recipes, make sure you know how and which ones to use. But again, I'm not recommending any products. I'm just telling you what I use and what I do. So take with it what you want. Even though essential oils can have certain health benefits, we still have to be wise when using them for whatever result we hope to achieve. There's so many essential oils that are available that it can be really confusing as to which ones are safe for whichever application you want to use them for. To use in recipes, there are a few that are considered safe to use in like your food or drinks. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you have to watch out for certain ones that can be harmful to your pregnancy or to the baby. Not even so much ingesting the essential oils. I'm also talking about like if you want to use it in like a foot rub or even just diffusing, you have to be careful with the essential oils that you're planning on using. Also, when diffusing essential oils around children or pets, you need to make sure and check to see if your oil selections are safe to use in their presence. If you have certain medical conditions, you'll also want to make sure that the essential oils that you're going to use or diffuse or use in your recipes are safe for you to use. Some of them can be contraindicated with medications. So again, always check with your doctor to make sure that it is okay for you to use, or just don't use them at all. Always err on the side of caution. I have used essential oils in the past in certain recipes when I was taking a raw vegan dessert course. And yeah, I could have purchased the extract versions of what the recipe called for. But I'm going to be honest with you, I was curious and thought it would be something fun and new to try. So I went for it. I'm going to tell you, pleasantly surprised. I used a lavender essential oil, and I think it was like 1 drop, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And it did give that lavender flavor. It wasn't overpowering. It was just perfect enough to taste the flavoring, like to know it was lavender, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this just tastes horrible. It wasn't like I licked an essential oil bottle of lavender or something, but it was really good. Since we're in the holiday season, I thought it would be fun to create a recipe for any special gatherings. I'm known for taking fudge to family Christmas party, so I thought I would try making a couple fudge recipes. So you can try the recipes using the essential oils, or if you're not comfortable with that, which is perfectly fine, feel free to replace it with extracts of your choice, whether you find them in the market or order them from a special place. And I think I'll also provide you with links to a couple of places where you might want to take a look for yourself when it comes to ordering them. Here is the video of the process, but if you want to make the actual recipe, you can check out the blog in the blog section of my website for the full ingredient list. And don't worry, I'm not going to give you a big long story as to how I came up with the recipes. They're just adaptations. They're adaptations from other recipes that I've used in the past. Enjoy the demo.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the sweetened condensed milk. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the butter into the pan, and I'm using a big pot because I don't have a skillet that's large enough to melt the butter in and make this the condensed milk. So you melt the butter and add your heavy whipping cream, and you'll notice that I use a whisk here to stir in the sweetener, and this is what I use to stir the whole thing the whole time. So you let it boil and then bring to a simmer. I let this go for about an hour and a half on a very low simmer, and this is what it looked like when it thickened up. You will want it to be thick enough to where it coats the back of a spoon and pulls away from the sides of the pan. Next, you add your chips. I'm using Lily's pumpkin spice chips. Stir it and melt them really well into the condensed milk. Now that it's melted, I'm going to add my nutmeg oil. And you'll notice I got my dropper. Here I added 1 drop, but I ended up adding another drop. Once that's all blended in, I literally had to use a blender. You'll notice that you may have some of the oils separating. That's normal. Just throw it into a high-speed blender, blend it up for like a couple seconds until it's thoroughly blended, and then pour it into your prepared pan. I said freeze for an hour, but I actually did it for overnight, just because it was late when I first started this. Next, you remove it from the parchment paper and you cut into squares. Now we're going to make the enrobing chocolate. This is actually leftover little domes of chocolate that I've made before, so I'm using that instead of making it fresh, which is fine. Once it has been melted in a double boiler, make sure you wipe the bottom of the pan with a towel. You do not want any water getting into your chocolate. And you'll see that I got my little candy tine. You can get this at any craft store, and this will help you to dip your chocolate or dip your fudge into the chocolate, or if you like to make candies or want to start making candies, this is the tool you need, or you can use a regular fork if you don't have it. Make sure you scrape the bottom on the side of the pan and put it on your prepared surface. My prepared surface is a silicone mat, and get them all ready, put them in the freezer. I had some leftover chocolate that I had to warm up, and I wanted to make little designs on the tops of the chocolates just to give them a little bit of a fancy look. In order to make the swirls, I dropped it one at a time, little dots, and then I connected the dots. I also wanted to add some edible gold dust just to add a little bit of an extra flair, and you can paint it if you have like a vodka or some kind of an alcohol to mix the dust into, so it's easy to paint. Don't worry, the alcohol dries off, so it's not a big thing. And I just finished, I think I just did these two, and then I popped them back in the freezer for them to set. And I pulled them out of the freezer, and I am putting them on a plate to present or take pictures. My son and I ended up having some after this. And there you go. There's your enrobed, keto-friendly pumpkin nutmeg fudge.
And there you go. I hope that you get to try one of the recipes that I have on my blog. I wanted to put up both a vegan and a low carb / low sugar option in case you wanted to have those kinds of options to take with you if you're on a special diet or if somebody can't have dairy. Trust me, with my family, I know what that's like. Again, you can find that in the blog section of my website. Blog section of my website. I don't know where I'm going to put this. While you're there, check out the courses and other things that I offer. Classes, fitness classes, quite fun. Well, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments section whether or not you plan on making the recipes that I have using essential oils. Have you ever used essential oils in your recipes? In your food or cooking recipes? Let me know. I'm interested. You know I have. I'm transparent. So let me know. Comment. And like this video. And share it. Keep an eye out for more videos on ingredients. And I think my next video is going to be a fashion and style video. Yeah. I think for the month of December, I'm going to do a little bit more fun videos as opposed to informative videos, because December and it's my birthday month. You don't have to send me anything. Yeah, for the month of December, I don't want to do a lot of research videos. Maybe one research video, and the rest are just going to be fun, style, beauty. I don't want my channel just to be about one thing. So I want to broaden it, because that's how I am. I'm not about one thing. Many, many things. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. And if not, enjoy your week. Have a blessed day. Bye.